Going live, I'm live. Just out here trying to survive, feeling the nature vibes, feeling alive. About to bring you some information about money, about passive income, about getting it, about improvement. Just trying to get to where you want to be. Always, like I say before, it's important not to be focused just on the money, but got to do what you got to do. So here I am coming through with some news. Topic for today is going to be multiple sources of passive income. Most millionaires, most wealthy people have multiple sources of passive income. And I see T is in a severe thunderstorm at the moment. Well, that's kind of cool. I was in one of those the other day, and yeah, that was kind of cool for a minute. I mean, as long as it's not like that all the time, like they say downtown, they don't like it when the rain falls, but the farmer does. So it's got to take everything in mind. Look at everything in time and space, and then just erase the negative from the positive. So, anyways, what I'm getting into today is going to be about having multiple sources of passive income, and just start with one at a time. One source of passive income is good. I remember when I had no sources, and I was pretty happy about getting my first one put together. So, I'm going to talk about what is passive income, what is not passive income, some of the passive income I've done, and then I'm just going to go off and just list all a bunch of different really websites and sources of passive income you can start. Just kind of list off a bunch of different things. Anybody wants me to elaborate on any of them, I'd be happy to. So yeah, I'm just going to get into it. So basically, I personally have used a bunch of different sites for passive income. The first one I used was Kindle Direct Publishing for books. Got into Audible, another one for books. What the great thing about Audible, Kindle Direct Publishing, and also Smashwords, which are all books, is you can put the same book on each one of these different sources, and like one book is not only making constant passive income, but is doing it over 3 different sources, and they're all going to bring in different amounts of money. For a while, I feel like Audible has been the most profitable. People have been reading more audiobooks, it seems to me, than actually, or listening to more audiobooks than reading books, it seems to me. So I've also done stuff on Fiverr, which is a website where you hire people to do like easy tasks starting from $5. I've noticed a lot of people on Fiverr charge like 10 or 20 bucks now, but it's going to keep changing. It's going to keep evolving always. Of course, YouTube, what I'm on right now, it seems to me like really video is going to be like the future of the internet. That's what everything's trending to. People aren't really reading as much as they're watching videos in the past. The blogs are fading away. The YouTube channels are growing. I've also gotten into, trading and investing. Interactive brokers is pretty much, in my opinion, a lot of other people that got me started with traditional markets. That's kind of the best site to check out if you're trying to trade traditional markets. Which right now, in my opinion, I mean, they got rejected by the all-time highs. So, be interesting if they went higher. Who knows, though? I gotta say, this is not financial advice in any way, or else the SEC could come after me. And I'm not trying to see that. So, you just gotta watch your back out here, because you could tell people to check into some financial stuff, and they could listen to what you say and make the wrong move and then get mad at you. So that's why you just gotta be careful. So I understand why they do it at the end of the day, but it is what it is. So getting more into these passive income biz, I would say passive income is basically income where you get paid over and over again for work that you did once. So like a book, you write the book, you put it out, and, basically for the rest of your life, it's going to be making passive income. Passive income is not what what a lot of people think, as far as like a lot of people think that like working for Uber is passive income. doing these like online survey sites where you fill out a survey, because basically that's like you're getting paid for your time or for like a certain task, and you're doing something once and you're getting paid once. So that's not passive income. So the first thing I'm going to get into is like investing and trading. And I would have to say, like, when it comes to this, when you look at trading charts and stuff, when you look at investing, it looks like it can be kind of easy, but once you get into it, you can realize it's a lot more difficult than it looks. So I would recommend to start with what is called paper trading. And a lot of these sites that I'm talking about, like Interactive Brokers and Coinbase, I don't believe they have paper trading, but a lot of these, traditional market sites have paper trading. And really, I mean, you don't need a paper trading platform on the site. Like you could just like, keep track of your own trades and not put any money into it and paper trade that way if you want to. But yeah, it's basically trading without any money. I'd say do that maybe like a year while you're learning to trade before you actually start putting real money into it. Uh, and also, it's important to note that certain trading sites charge a fee when you make a trade. Like I know, like Coinbase does, Binance does, Interactive Brokers does to an extent. Some of these sites, depending how much money you have in the site, they might charge you some. And then you got these sites out here like Robinhood and a few other trading sites where they tell you it's free. But at the end of the day, it's not free, because what they're doing is you buy something. Say you buy something when it's at $5. Well, they're not actually putting your order in until it hits like $5.05. And what they're doing is they're selling this information to somebody else who's going to buy it at $5 and make that like little 5-cent profit off you, or whatever margin of profit they're trying to make. Not only that, but they're also selling your information just like, Facebook would sell your information to advertising companies. So, it's all right maybe getting started if you're just investing a little bit at a time. But at the end of the day, these sites are not free. They're definitely making money off you. And once you become a better trader and you start trading or investing with larger amounts, like you don't want to give them, any extra profit, because that stuff adds up after a while. So another thing you can look into is cryptocurrency. Of course, like Bitcoin has been the best investment of this year so far. A lot of cryptocurrencies, pretty much around December when everyone was saying that stuff was like going nowhere and it was done, just outdid every other market out there, looking at like 3x gains, 5x gains on some of these. So, basically like crypto is big right now. And basically there's what cryptocurrencies used to do was like kind of like so like if a company went public, they would do an IPO, and they would allow like shares of their stock to be sold for really cheap for like a first round, but you have to be accredited investor to be able to invest, which means you have to be rich already to be able to get in on the best traditional market investing opportunities. Just another way, the SEC tries to, in my opinion, like keep people down, only make the rich get richer, whatever, that's another topic. But anyways, what happened was the SEC cracked down on all these IPOs. They didn't want people to be able to invest in these companies for cheap. So now what these new companies are doing when they launch crypto is they're giving away stuff for free. So right now, I think the best deal out there right now is there's a crypto called Energy. It's ENERGI, and they're doing what they call an earn drop. Some people call them airdrops, but basically you can just go to their site. It's like ENERGI.world earn drop, something like that. Just, Google search energy earn drop. I think right now the round is for like America and Europe. Basically, you can get just for like signing up and downloading their wallet, their crypto wallet, which is free. They're going to give you $100 of their token, which is $100 free money basically. So that's a link right there. I'll try to post a link in the comments too. So the next source of passive income I got here is real estate. There's a lot of sources online you can get to studying real estate. That's another thing where you want to put a lot of work into it before you actually invest in it, but it's a great investment. It's way better than keeping your money in the bank. I really don't know that much about real estate. I've been learning about it for maybe like a year or two now, but plan on going farther with it in the future. So, of course, like there's sites that show like rental prices. There's sites that show like housing prices. The route I kind of want to take is really like startup, kind of like Airbnbs. That seems to be the most profitable from what I understand right now. So you could go to Airbnb, see where the most profitable rentals are in your area. So on to the next topic, source of passive income. There's a lot of peer-to-peer lending sites. And basically what you do is you can put your money on these sites and it'll lend it out to people for interest. And over time, you'll get interest, different rates depending on the site. There's even crypto coins where if you put your money into that coin, you will get interest for keeping it in that coin, and it'll also loan it out to people. So you don't really have to like worry about any of the like loaning stuff as some other sites will have you do, pick like who can loan from you, stuff like that. That's all handled for you. Next source of passive income you could do is books. Like I was saying before, there's a lot of different ways to publish your books online. There's Kindle Direct Publishing. There's Smashwords, which basically goes through like iBooks, like Apple's bookstore, Barnes and Noble, a bunch of other smaller booksellers, Audible for audiobooks. You can go to the Nielsen mobile site, and basically they'll pay you to just kind of track what you do on the internet, track what kind of radio you listen to, track what kind of TV you watch. At the end of the day, it's something you're already doing anyway. I guess this is kind of like borderline passive income because you're only getting paid to do something once, but at the same time, you're not actually like doing anything different than you'd already do. So there's another site called Fundrise. This site is an investing site, and it's basically like allows you to invest in businesses. And unlike a lot of other sites where you invest in business, like with VC, you need a lot of money to really invest in businesses. But with Fundrise, you can get started with just like $500, and you could even do affiliate links for passive income. So basically, find another product that you like, find another product that if you have a channel where you have access to an audience. If you find something that might be of value to them, you could put up the affiliate link, and then you'll get like a commission that each time that there's a sale like that. That's specific to whatever you're trying to sell, really, and you just want to reach out to the people that are doing certain sales, and they're usually happy to get you an affiliate link. You could do an online course with Udemy, a bunch of other sites too. You could create a mobile app. A lot of these like phone, going to Apple, there's a lot of research into that. Probably want to know programming and stuff like that. I wouldn't recommend like trying to like learn how to do that unless it's something you really want to do is get into programming. You could do podcasts. A lot of different sites you can link your podcast to. See, there's a site called Get Around. There's a site called Turo. These are basically car sharing websites. So let's say you're out of town, or that like every day your car is just sitting in your parking lot, driveway, whatever, for a couple hours. You can rent it out, and like basically people pay you to come and use your car, kind of like an Airbnb but for your car. Again, that's getaround.com and Turo.com. You can rent other stuff too. Like you can rent out your bike. You can rent out like a snowboard, any kind of sporting equipment really, on spinlister.com and Zillow, Zilok.com. Of course, if you take pictures, if you enjoy taking pictures, photography, any kind of original pictures, you can find sites online. One of them is FOAP.com. You can go and put your pictures online, and basically whenever someone uses it, you'll get a royalty. You can go to Rapify, WRAPIFY, or Cavertise, CAVERTISE, and you can rent space on your car. So basically, like you can get paid to like put a logo or some kind of like advertisement on your car. Again, and it's free to get started and all that. There's a site called Air Garage, and you can rent space in your garage. I know personally, like as far as like a lot of people that have boats and jet skis, that it's summertime. There's a lot of people that don't have anywhere to store this stuff, and they'll pay a lot of money to rent some extra space in someone's garage just to be able to put their boat or their jet ski or maybe their car or whatever. There's a site called threadup.com. You can sell your old clothes. Again, this is kind of borderline passive income. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to be using these clothes anymore, you might as well get some money for it. And you could even make a business out of this too. You could like find clothes at garage sales. You could find clothes online and go and like sell them for more, buy low, sell high. Uh, Amazon has a site called Amazon Merch, and basically it's like clothing. So you can either make your own designs, or you can go online and hire somebody to make designs, and then you can sell t-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever you want to do, mugs, all that kind of stuff. Again, that's free, except like you want to get signed up early, because even if you don't have any designs, go and ask for an invite to Amazon Merch. It took me like 6 months from the time I put in my invite to the time that they let me start to sell stuff on their site. So you got Shopify. Shopify is like a passive income site. It's basically like a platform where you can set up your website, and like the register, cash register, all that is basically drop shipping. So you don't have to do drop shipping, but most people use Shopify for drop shipping. So what they'll do is they'll like go to AliExpress or Alibaba, which is kind of like the China version of Amazon, and they will find products on there for cheap and sell them for a lot more on Shopify. You see a lot of ads on Facebook and Instagram for these little like $20 like plastic things that are just like just some random thing. So those probably cost like $1 on AliExpress. Someone's selling them for $20, and they're basically a lot of that profit is going to pay for their advertising. I think be careful with Shopify, because it's getting more and more competitive. Online advertising costs more and more, and it's really a lot of people, when they're selling random products, they're not really building a brand. So if you're just like putting a lot of money into advertising some random product, and then over time people stop buying that, then you built a lot of momentum. You got to start all over again with a new product. If you're using Shopify to sell products that are like part of your personal brand, or part of just like any business that you're building, then each time that you advertise for that, it's also advertising for your brand. So a lot of the advice out there for Shopify is for drop shipping. I would personally stay away from that. You've got ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is a website where you basically it's a lot like Shopify, but some people think it's better. It just makes like a funnel. So basically what a funnel is instead of like a traditional website, this is like more of a website that's set up more to convert sales. So you send someone to a page, and this would be like a sales page, and then they click on that, send them to the next page in the funnel, and then send them to the next offer, and then so on and so forth. It just kind of like goes down the list of different offers that you could have. Again, you want to have some kind of a personal brand. A lot of people set this kind of thing up, and they are just selling random stuff, and they don't really get too far. It doesn't last too long, costs a lot of money to advertise. So in my opinion, that's not really the way to go. And one of the biggest things you want to have for passive income is an email list. Like everything you're doing with passive income, you want to have a link to an email list. The email list is like traffic, basically like customers or an audience that you control. So every other site, like say you're even like right here on YouTube, everybody that's watching me, for some reason, like the YouTube got shut down, or YouTube site got shut down, then like I basically lose contact with that audience. But by having a mailing list, this allows me to stay in touch with an audience no matter what. And like as long as I have that mailing list, and I don't like spam people or stuff that's illegal anyway, which I don't do, I can't really lose that mailing list. So yeah, it's so important to have a mailing list with whatever you do. Whatever source you have, send them to your mailing list. And this is a big part of like law of attraction too. So like really, law of attraction says like focus on what you want to expand, and all this stuff. When you get started, you're not going to really have too much traction. You're not going to have an audience. It's going to be difficult to like get over that learning curve for some people. But it is what you think it is. So if this is fun to you, then like you just got to have that mindset like, yeah, this is fun. And I mean, to me, like the biggest thing I knew was when I started was like, okay, well, this is, kind of annoying at sometimes. Some of this stuff is kind of difficult to figure out, but at the end of the day, it's way, way, way better than, sitting through rush hour traffic, going to a job, having somebody else tell me what to do, having to deal with like, coworkers that are negative, stuff like that. So at the end of the day, I would trade, like I lose everything. I'm definitely not going to get a job. I'm starting over from scratch, which to me would be easier than obviously the first time I started. But, that's just the way I look at it to understand, kind of put everything in perspective. Uh, that's going to be about it for today. If you like what I had to say, go ahead and smash up the likes. Leave a comment if you want to know more. Anything else you want me to talk about, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Got links for both the mailing list and the Discord group. Going to add some more content on there real soon. Should be this next week. I get all that set up pretty good. So if you want to go ahead and sign up now, that's cool, and expect to see something by next week. I'll get some information in there. And, the best thing I think about this Discord group is that everybody can kind of like collaborate and learn from each other and ask questions. And yeah, that's about it for right now. Glad I could provide some value again today. Hope you like what I had to say. Leave it off with that. And until next time when I'm back.